Welcome back to Titanium Hanger. This is Mike. I'm coming at you with another video. This time I want to talk to you about General Grievous Black Series versus Elite and which one is the winner. And, well, after having the Elite version for quite some time, the stability issues that it had made me really want Hasbro to make theirs. And so I knew it'd be a little smaller and it wouldn't be made of die-cast metal, but I was really excited for this thing to come out. So let's get right into it. Let's take a quick look at the box. Here they are in the packaging, and as you can see, the Elite version is much bigger and just much more menacing looking. Let's go ahead and look at the backs of the packaging. A little more interesting what's going on with the Black Series packaging than what's going on with the Elite Series packaging, but I guess the packaging only matters so much. Now that we've seen the box, I'm going to get into some issues here with both of them, and I would say that it would be nice to have a clear winner, but one of the problems with the Elite, which came out first, is his stability. And I get him in a pose, but he's much, much taller than this guy. But I'm using the cape on him to hold him up. And I gotta say, the Elite looks amazing. The Elite has paint everywhere because he's die cast. So if anything wasn't painted, he would just be die cast. I don't know if this guy was cast in the colors and then just some accents put on, which is kind of what it looks like. But size-wise, I think the Elite wins size-wise, the finish-wise, in a lot of ways. But stability, it's like a very, very, very small margin going to this guy. Let's get into doing some size comparisons real quick. As some of you may know, I do prefer the Elite. So this is the Elite Boba Fett versus the Black Series Boba Fett. I prefer the Elite Series 9 times out of 10, simply because I like the die cast, I like the size, the detail is even more detailed. The paint is, of course, 100% painted. So there's so many reasons I like the Elite better. But what usually wins in the Black Series is articulation, posability, the things that you would expect with his Grievous. But if you look at it, Grievous just doesn't look that much bigger than the average figure, the average Black Series figure, or even Elite figure. But here's this Grievous. Now, if I took his cape off and stopped supporting him, he's vastly bigger. But then again, he won't stand up. So you got to put him in some crazy pose to make him stand. But he is way bigger. And of course, the box, there he goes, falling down. The box art just shows him looking in just an amazing pose that you can't get him to stand on a shelf. But that's why I keep mine in the box. This is my son's. But I do have to say that I've got this guy to stand. A lot of people, theirs falls over real easily, just like that. Let's do a quick look at the capes. For the Elite version, he has a hard cape. He's got some writing on the back. And it is red on the inside and then, the gray on the outside. But it doesn't change form. It's just one form. Now, the Black Series is soft goods. Now, I kind of like soft goods. I appreciate soft goods. It's got 4 slots sewn inside where you can put the lightsaber hilt. So now all the lightsabers separate from the blade to make the hilt. But there's no insignia on the back. And it's a little too thick in the front to go around them just right. So there are some issues with it. I do prefer the soft goods, although I use this to hold up the Grievous, my son's Grievous when he's on the shelf. Let's go ahead and look at this guy here. I'll get a close-up view of him. And he's got a good face paint going on. If it shows up on camera. He's got some weathering to his chest and pretty much everywhere, all over. So he's not a bad figure. He's not a bad looking figure, to tell you the truth. And with all 4 arms that work properly. Now, there is a gimmick with the arms that I don't care about, but it's to make the arms look like one arm. You can close them in on each other, and make one arm. It's not working just right, but peg it in there, and you give him his one arm, and then it's just kind of like a real hard to pose kind of thing, but it works. So the Elite here, he looks a lot cleaner and smoother, and I prefer the look of this guy. His face just looks so much better to me. And then just the whole look of the paint and everything looks great. And then, but the problem is his arms. Like, they're on a sort of a ball joint, but they only move, the elbows only move like a slight amount of movement. Unlike the Black Series one, which has a full range of movement. And then, of course, trying to make them stand up, it's just really a pain. You just get frustrated trying to find a good pose. I mean, you can find a pose. It's sort of what was in the box, but he doesn't always keep it, and it's just you don't get the whole size of this guy. So the Black Series one also comes with a blaster, but it's more for his demise than him to use. But it looks like the Clone's blaster, but a little bit different. So lastly, I just want to say that for a Black Series figure that's costing $35, which is what this guy cost MSRP at the Disney store back in the day, I expected a whole lot more. I expected him to be bigger, to be better, more articulated, and be able to stand on his own weight, hold more poses. At this point, I still like the Elite more. The only thing I thought I'd like more about this is more stability, but he's just a little bit more stable. I can make this guy stand and look good, and I think he looks a whole lot better. So anyway, like, subscribe, let me know what you think about these guys. Do you even care about Grievous? And what other of these deluxe figures do you think they should make? Are you in favor of these, or should they just shy away from bigger, better, more expensive figures? So, Darren Hanger out.